steal though, in front, scores!
Bush is just a really driven guy.
Here's Berchi, takeaway, high slot, Boucher scores!
He's been a star player in this league for a long time, obviously.
He's got an incredible shot. Accuracy, power, ability to get a shot off quick, knowing what areas to go to.
It's number 30 on the season for Reid Boucher, who reaches 60 points on the campaign. Boucher scores! There's the record. Reid Boucher becomes the most prolific goal scorer in Utica Comets history.
He'll score some goals. Sometimes you're like, are you kidding me? Like that should not be going in the net.
The 5-point night against Toronto, that was probably the best night of my career in terms of playing wise. It was a fun night, and ran the score up on him pretty good. And then the other night that I can recall is against Toronto as well, was the Gordie Howe hat trick. My first ever fight. It was just a fun night. I want to be a game changer on the ice, and I want the pressure to be on me to take the last shot or make a play to win a game or tie a game or whatever it may be.
And tonight on the first star of the game for your Comets, number 24, Reid Boucher!
Do you ever get sick of this crowd yelling "Boosh" every time you do something?
It's nice to get some recognition from the fans, and they've been great all last year. And when you get to go out there and hear them chanting you, it's a nice feeling.
By Chatfield, centering feed, big stop, DiPietro!
To the Comets fans for making me feel so welcome from day one. I'm not just a hockey player, but I'm Michael DiPietro as a person, and I'm humble, and I want to make sure that I give that impression off, and be a good role model wherever I go.
McMaster, rink ride, one-timer, big stop, DiPietro with the left leg. Shot was denied by DiPietro. Another save. Oh, you got to be kidding me, as Rafferty kept it out.
My most hurt is, nothing was really given me in life. Everything was kind of earned and worked for, and I prefer it that way. This most hurt award is gratifying, that's for sure, but I'm definitely not going to be complacent.
Out wide, Momo scores! Momo! Giving Utica Mo goals! Momo scores! His first career NASL hat trick!
Best feeling in the world when you play in front of the sold-out crowd.
In double figures in his rookie season, that's his 10th of the year!
Momo's a phenomenal player.
Every minute for me is the most important minute, so I try to do maximum every single shift that I have.
Winter hats off for that man. It's the middle of February, it's cold outside. But Earl Smomich is heating this place up. And it's time for a photo op.
Shot block, there's a chance, it frees up, shot, goal! Ben Raymond wins it for Utica City, and they defeat the Blast in overtime by a final of 7-6.
Segura, deep, scores! Segura from a country mile away with a booming shot. It's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's Christian Segura with a cannon of a shot over his head. Bordeaux ships it to the middle, Diegas Bordeaux scores! For Bordeaux from Baldwinsville. He gives UCFC the lead, 6-5. Segura, Gonzalez back heel, Yelovitz, Gonzalez scores! Unbelievable teamwork on the power play goal for UCFC. And Moises Gonzalez finished it off. Rebound back to Segura, scores! Here he comes to save the day, Christian Segura. Mighty Mouse with his second of the match.
It began in her breast, and then from there it just went all over till finally into her brain, and then that's when she passed away.
At just 20 years old, Comets goalie Michael DiPietro is no stranger to tragedy, losing his mom Rebecca at a very young age.
Michael was 5 when she passed away, but she battled cancer for 9 years.
Do you remember any of this as it was going on?
Yeah, there's bits and pieces. Obviously, when you're at a young age, there's things that you pick up on. Well, for myself, I rely on Dad, telling me stories about her. I rely on my godmother, her best friend, telling me stories about her, just so I can learn more. And I hear people telling me that I look like her in many ways, and I'm caught looking at pictures and trying to see those resemblances.
Do you see a lot of Rebecca in him?
Oh, absolutely. His eyes are all Rebecca. And thank God his looks too. Go from there. So.
You watch him on the ice and just think, she must be proud up there.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of times. So I make a joke about it, but it's like I'm walking along and you feel this warmth, sunshine on the back of your neck, and then sometimes I feel like a quick slap in the head. Smarten up and make sure you take care of her. I
always say she has the best seat in the house. My mom, in every picture that I see, or almost every picture, she was a fashionista. She loved the statement pieces. She loved cheetah print. She loved leopard print. She loved all that stuff. And I know she's at every game. I can only imagine what she'd be wearing to the games and how loud she'd be. But yeah, just little things I can do, like little tributes to my mask, day in and day out. Just something that reminds you, of home.
Vic eventually remarried, and Sue Fenty DiPietro has played a huge part in Mikey's life.
And in terms of your stepmom, what role has she played?
Yeah, see, I don't really consider her my stepmom. She's my mom, and she's always been there for me. She's definitely the loudest one in the rink when she's here. When I played junior, my parents would actually tape the game at home because my mom would cover her eyes too much. So they'd go home and rewatch the game once they know what the outcome was. So yeah, my mom's definitely a character, but I love her to death.
We don't use the word step.
Yeah.
we just don't.
We just add on, just family.
How did that bring you guys closer?
Dad and I are best friends. We've always bonded over sports. Hockey's been always an escape for myself. No matter what was going on in my life, I actually started playing hockey the year my mom passed away.
It's more than just a sport for you then.
Yeah, hockey was the one that I feel like teaches you the most life lessons. The dedication to hard work, the ability to work with teammates, being a good person in the community as well. I think those life values that hockey teaches you as well. As I went along in my career, that's what I've evolved into falling in love with, along with the love of the game. You have the ability to reach a lot of people in a positive way, and that's been my goal ever since being drafted by Windsor and helping out with children's charities and everything. That's been a way that if I can help someone else being who I am or where I am, then that's what I love to do.
And what do you attribute your attitude to? I mean, you're very positive. Where do you kind of get that from?
Well, my dad, for sure. For someone to be going through something like that, your wife is sick and you have a toddler that you have to put a completely different face on. You step out of the room and you have to find a positive way to, just kind of play with him. And so, when you're younger, you appreciate those things, but when you get older and you have a chance to really digest everything that kind of went on, I'm very proud to be his son and to have him be my best friend. And that's a bond that will never be broken. And he's basically the only person that knows me inside and out for who I am, And like I said, I consider myself extremely lucky.
Derek Kulak and Cody Smuck were friends from the beginning, bonded by their love for hockey.
You know, knew him pretty much my entire life. We actually grew up on the same streets in our hometown of Saskatoon, so you know, playing minor hockey, you know, he was on pretty much every team that I had.
After the Huskies played in the national championship final, life changed for both players.
I ended up getting called up to the American Hockey League, and you know, a few weeks later, you know, Cody was in a hospital, and he had found out he had been diagnosed with cancer. I think that just shows, you know, the type of person he is, the type of strength that he had. He pretty much played an entire hockey season, you know, while battling cancer.
Cody lost his battle with cancer 2 summers ago, and in his memory, Kulak takes the ice every game with the number 24 on his back.
Cody had worn number 24 at the U of S. While I'm in that game, you know why I'm wearing the number, know that no matter what I'm going through, no matter what I think I'm battling with, knowing what he went through, there's, you know, it could always be worse.
Unfortunately, Derek's loss didn't end with his friend Cody. In 2007, he also lost his mother, Alina, to cancer as well. And every game, he honors and remembers her when he writes her initials on his hockey stick.
She was always kind of my #1 fan and my biggest supporter. My team in Regina and the team in Saskatoon, where I'm from, had facilitated a trade to bring me home. That allowed me to still play high-level hockey and pursue a career in hockey while, you know, being at home and being able to be close to my mom. And, you know, looking back on it, I was able to spend the last few months of you know, her life at home with her. You know, I know she's proud of me, and she's always with me right now.
Jared Wells was born with cystic fibrosis, but over the last 5 years, he started to get really sick.
I got really close a couple times that I was not even sure I was going to bounce back. It's quite frightening, and I never thought I would have to deal with it at that young of age.
Jared won his battle and eventually went home. He's doing so well, his doctor cleared him to work out.
Immediately told Vin, he's like, all right, you want to go to the gym at 6 in the morning? I'm like, yeah, why not?
Oh, it's changed his whole life. You know what I mean? Jared has more energy throughout the day now. He breathes a lot better, which is huge.
So you're dreaming big, so what I guess is your goal?
Hopefully, I would like to become a bodybuilder, maybe compete, but as of right now, maybe just for myself.
As some of us have experienced, those first couple of gym sessions can be painful.
I want to say about the first 10 days were really sore, but my body's getting used to it and it's not as bad, you know? So I'm able to go to bed and not be like, ah.
And with the help of social media, Jared's story is touching millions of lives.
If he doesn't have any excuses to hit the gym, I don't think anybody else could have one.
And so you've kind of blown up. Are you surprised by how much attention that you're getting?
Definitely. I honestly didn't see that going anywhere, and the next thing I knew, I was 3 million views, 4 million, just going up. I really do appreciate all the motivation and support that everyone's given me. And it's definitely getting me to get up out of bed, because I know a lot of people are loving to see the journey, and I'm glad I can inspire a lot of people while doing it.